you see in that new word slide a few wispy shoots of tendrils, and these are dendrites, which collect information from other neurons and send it to the cell bodies. But turn it over, and you'll see a photomicrograph of the same part of the brain, but from a two-year-old child. And now we see this dense thicket of connections. It looks like a wild tangle, but it isn't. These connections have proliferated in an orderly manner as the baby's brain matured. Each and every one of these anatomical connections underwrites a behavior or a function. Whether heart rate or memory or hearing or language or reaching for a toy or recognizing a face or experiencing love. You name it, it's got a basis in neural connections like the one on your bookmark. And all of our growth and development depends on this exuberance of connectivity. The brain grows and develops all of our life, our whole life long, but never after these first few years will there be such luxuriant growth. We have 10 billion of these nerve cells, when we were born, but relatively few are connected up. Connections are suggested by the photomicrograph are especially sparse in higher brain centers, the parts that control thinking and motor control and emotional control and perception. But by age 3, there are literally trillions of these connections. These connections are not hardwired or continuous. Instead, as you know, that at the synaptic junctions, there's a little jolt of electricity, which is regulated and modulated in strength and speed by dozens of chemical neurotransmitters and neurohormones. Most of these neural connections are made because of stimulation from the outside world of experiences. They're based in our genetic makeup, but the connections that we make are profoundly influenced by experience. An obvious example, of course, is that the language that a baby speaks is whether it's English or Farsi is the language the baby hears. And the faces that she sees will be the faces recognized. And then the experiences of face, voice, and touch are linked through these neural connections. Connections that are made over and over again are facilitated, and this is a major basis of learning. Connections become strong, sure, and swift when they are used. Habitually used connections use less energy, physical energy, psychic energy. And after a while we get on the bike and we ride away. And our brains are freed up for the next thing. As the brain matures, temporary and unused synapses are pruned away. So the point is that experience shapes the brain. Every human baby is pre-programmed to walk and talk and use tools, but the development of our natural abilities depends on encouragement and experience. Hilary Hahn and Mozart were born talented, but they also had parents and coaches who worked with them as children to shape their brains and their muscles. A violinist who begins her study at age 4 will develop a larger brain area for the control of her little finger. The rest of us, who don't use our pinkies, have smaller brain areas. And similarly, a baby who is exposed to a language-rich environment develops larger and more efficient brain areas for language, and higher, better vocabularies, and learns to communicate better. Now, to summarize what I've been saying about the connection between brain development and Julie Jumpstart. First, brain development is most rapid in the early years of life. And Julie Jumpstart intervenes at this critical time in a child's development. Secondly, brain development is enhanced by rich and varied experiences, and conversely, impoverished experience during early critical periods can lead to less than optimal brain development. And Julie Jumpstart provides enriched experience. And third, very important to us in the context of Jumpstart, is that children learn best in the context of safe, loving, constant, and encouraging relationships. And Julie Jumpstart seeks to provide and to encourage parents to provide safe, encouraging, loving relationships. It's kind of an each one, teach one kind of thing. I got started at Jumpstart because of Joe Collier, who's sitting over here. He's Jumpstart's board chair, and he's also a board member of WCP. We're part of the same remarkable church community, the Church of the Savior, and Joe was familiar with my work at Family Place. It's been going on for 30 years, and that's another of our church's mission, and he asked me to help him get Jumpstart started. Then my dear friend Liz Hirsch, I think brokered by you, Sharon, but anyway, she's not here tonight, but she's been a long-time part of WCP. And she asked me to suggest ways in which the Washington Center for Psychoanalysis might become more involved in our Washington community. We didn't know a couple of years ago, or maybe 4 years ago maybe, what, if anything, would come of this collaboration. But here we are tonight, deeply committed and having fun, and we hope making a difference in families' lives. And if you too would like to get involved, we really would welcome you.